So you've come back for more about echo in Jesus' name. We're going to be focusing with this video on the bridge. So there's only 4 chords and the cycle repeats, so it doesn't seem that overwhelming, but these are the most difficult chords in this song. So I want to take a moment. This might be a little advanced for some of our beginner students, so I want to just take a moment and focus on these 4 chords. If you're saying, oh, I'm not an advanced person, but I really need to be able to play this for church on Sunday, no worries. You can still play these chords I'm about to teach you, even if you don't fully understand the big names that go with them. No problem, I'll show you how to do it. But I will take a moment at the end of the video and explain why these chords are named and used the way they are. So if you want to hang around and learn a little bit more, you're welcome to do so. Okay, so if you'll join me, the right hand is going to start this progression, and the good news is we're going to play 3 out of the 4 chords with the same right hand notes. What? Is that possible? Yeah, it is. So if you look at the piano here with me, we've got G below middle C, and F. So I'm going to start there. G, C, and F. That's going to go with the F chord. It will also go with the E flat 6-9 chord and the D minor 11 chord. What helps the chord change is the bass. So let's go through those 3 chords and then I'll talk about the 4th one. Left hand F chord with the F, C, and G. Or G, C, and F, I said that in the wrong order, sorry. E flat, and D. So whether you do a single note, octave, 5th, that's up to you. And then finally, the last chord is a C chord. It is actually a suspended chord, so we're going to play it as C, F, and G. Just moving my thumb up here, we were in this position, and now moving it to C, F, and G. And then if you want to resolve that to C, E, G, you hear that tension, and then the resolve, it releases there, C, E, G. Okay, so that's all the positions for the hands. Where does the right hand go? Where does the left hand go? I've answered that for you. Yeah, that was it. So putting it together then, I think you can hear, it's a really nice sound. I kind of like the 5ths in the left hand here. I have to be honest with you. I really like that. It gives it a real rich sound. So building from there, okay, got those chords, I'm in good shape, ready to play. I want to add something to that. You're welcome to. So I like to take a little bit on that first chord, oh, and trace out the melody there. So the right hand could jump to C, F, B flat. And that's outside of the chord, of course, the B flat, but that's where the melody actually walks up to. And then on the E flat chord, I was kind of doing this with the left hand, but I like actually we have the G, C, and F, like I said. You could add a B flat in there. It adds a little more of that kind of gospel flavor, which to me is really desirable. So I like having that. You could put the B flat in the left hand as E flat, B flat, a 5th, and the right hand plays the G, C, F. Or you could play G, B flat, C, F. If you like those big full chords in the right hand, if that's you, you can put it there. Either works. That's a nice combination. All right, so just want to kind of pull out those extra couple of ideas on that. If you're interested, you can do that as well. And then I like to put a little rhythm. Oh, it's a little more of a pulse there. And you could do, oops, sorry there. You could do a little bit of alternation. Oh, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And if you want to keep that going all the way through, right, left, da, da, God, we echo. On authority, however, I want to do something different. So right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. But on authority, that's kind of her main, the focal point of that whole line, the whole set of lyrics right there. God, we echo your authority. We echo your victory. So I love how she does that to play on the words with the title being echo, and then she's using that as a way of writing the song where the singers echo her on the chorus, in Jesus' name, but then on that bridge, she brings it out, we echo God. That's really the main point, right? So I want to take the rhythm and it'll be not so much of that pulse. God, we echo your authority. So I'm going to just hold it on that first beat, 1, and then 2, 3, 4, like that. So in other words, just kind of pause it for a second and then come back in just to bring a little more attention there. So I'll start at God, we echo. God, we echo your authority. That's just one idea you can play around with there. God, we echo your authority. You could even add some faster rhythms like that. So there's lots of things you can do to add the build there. So try that out on the bridge, see if that helps you. I think first of all, you'll get a great sound. You'll get some really great chords instead of just the simple C chord, D minor. You have a little bit more of that full gospel sound, which is what we would like optimally, of course. So, and then lastly, for those of you hanging on for the explanation. So on the F chord, I'm making this an F2 chord. Oh, so if you just look at the notes, I'm going to put this F chord with the name of the chord on the bottom. So F is the name of the chord, and in every music scale has 8 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you notice that I'm playing the same note name F again when I say number 8. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So when I say play an F2 chord, all I'm saying is play the regular F chord. We build it in thirds, skips, and then I'm going to play the second note above F. That's G. Now if I play it like this, it doesn't quite have the same flavor as what I showed you. I chose to put the F and G separate, as far away from each other as possible, and that's more of a jazz voicing there. So you have the 7 notes between the G and the F instead of side by side. So that's the F2, and then the E flat 6, 9. So again, looking at E flat's the name of the chord, so we'll say E flat is number 1. So 6, 1, 2, oh, let me show you the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 notes above E flat being number 1, is C. That's the C that I pulled on the G, C, F position. Okay, and then the 9. So you said 6 was up here on C, so this is 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't reach it with my hand there. So 9 notes above E flat is F. So when I played this G, C, and F, I gave you that position. G is from the E flat chord. It was E flat, G, B flat. There's a regular position in my left hand. So I just borrowed that. The C we have is the 6th, the F is the 9th, and we're putting all that on top of the bass clef, E flat. So then literally 6 notes and 9 notes away from my left hand is C and F. So that's why we call it an E flat 6, 9 chord. We're basing it off the left hand and counting forward. Okay, and carrying on, D minor 11. D minor 11 is here, D minor chord, and 11 notes. So I'm just going to count up from D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that's G. Notice it's also here. So an 11th is the short version of that, would be call it a 4th, 4 notes above the chord's name. We're saying an 11 because we're going to be counting from the bass when we put hands together. Okay, so the 11th, so I gave you this again, this G, C, F. So this time we said G is the 11th, 11 notes away from D. F is part of the D minor chord. I'm playing the 3rd, the middle of that chord, D, F, A. There it is. Left hand, you're going to play the D, the name of the chord. So what on earth is this C doing here? Why is there a C? So the rule is for extended chords, these that go beyond just the root, the 3rd, and the 5th, anytime you have a number like 9 or 11 or 13 attached to a chord, there's a little bit of an Easter egg. You can have the 7th of the chord added in there. That's just assumed that you know. Well, you may not know, so I'm telling you, you can be out the secret. I'll let you know the secret. So I'm choosing to have the 7th of D, so counting up from D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm putting that into my chord, again, giving it that gospel sound, like that. So that's the explanation. We have an F2 chord, and you have an E flat 6, 9 chord, a D flat 11, and then the last chord was a C chord. We added the 4th note. We call that a suspended. You can tell that the sound feels unsettled, like you're suspended between 2 chords. So that's why we call it a suspended. So you simply play the 4th note, in this case, C, F, G, 4 notes above C, and then we resolved it to C, E, G, the usual C chord. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I hope that was helpful. If it was, give the video a like, and I hope to see you soon.